Hello tarot lovers and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Elizabeth and on this channel we talk about building your spiritual confidence so you can listen to your intuition and read your tarot cards with ease. And today I am here with a deck review of the Everyday Witch Tarot. I know there is a card in here that I'm going to show you that Prince Charming just loves, and the feeling in this deck is absolutely fabulous. It is very true to the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot. We are going to do a comparison. I'm going to go through all the cards in the deck and I'm going to show them to you in comparison with the Rider-Waite-Smith so you can really get your bearings about each card. And I know some of you say, oh, not Rider-Waite-Smith again, but we need to have one place that we go to as like a measuring stick that we use to have a bit of an understanding of the meaning and the structure of the deck that we can then step away and look at some of the other decks. So I do hope you'll join me. This is going to be a real unboxing. I haven't even opened this box. I cannot wait to show you what's inside. And of course, if you love my work, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notifications bell. And of course, you can also subscribe to my newsletter if you would like to be part of my community and know more about how you can learn the tarot with me. So let's spin the camera around and have a look at this deck. Here we go. Okay, so let's have a look at this Everyday Witch Tarot deck. Now, I've got to get this plastic off, which I'm so tired of plastic, really. I really am tired of it. It's just doing my head in. I'm just going to try and break that with a little pair of scissors. I really am over it. I don't know what the answer is because we've got to be able to pack things, but I don't know. Anyway, here is the gorgeous box. I'm doing a real unboxing here. That off, and let's open the deck. I'm just making sure that I'm right underneath so you can see. Oh, look at this. So this is the beautiful guidebook. Now, I always buy decks with guidebooks. You don't have to, but I like to. Oh, look at this. So you've got a beautiful guidebook that explains all the cards here. I'm not going to go through this. That's something that if you decide to buy this deck, you can pick up for yourself. I will have a link to my Amazon shop. So if you would like to purchase the deck from me, it helps to support my channel because I get a little, more plastic. I get a little commission every time someone purchases something out of my Amazon shop. So there will be a link there in the comments for you. Let's just cut this. I don't know. It's just not very good for the environment. I wish we could come up with some other way. Okay. So what we're going to do, here are all the cards. Oh, look, and they're borderless. Oh, stunning. Gorgeous backs. Very pretty. So what we're going to do is we are going to have a look at this deck alongside a Rider-Waite-Smith. Now this Rider-Waite-Smith that I'm using is a universal weight. So it is a recoloring of the original deck, but I think the person that's recolored it has tried to recolor it in a way that is reflective of Pamela Colman Smith and Arthur Waite's original intention for the deck. Because if you look at the older decks, the printing they had back in 1909 wasn't great. So Pamela painted these beautiful cards, but then they couldn't reproduce that for modern printing. So let's have a look. Our first card, the Fool. Look at this. Oh, where's my Fool card? Oh, hang on. They could have put it. Sometimes what they do is they put it at the end. Here it is, at the end of the deck. Okay. The Fool actually sits outside the deck, believe it or not, because it's a 0. It doesn't actually have a number, if that makes sense. But I tend to talk about it as first. It's just habit. It's a deck. It's a card that is so central to the deck that I can't see it being placed anywhere but first. But anyway, I think in Rider Waite's the key, in Arthur Waite's The Key to the Tarot, he actually does place the Fool last in his descriptions of the cards. So when we go through The Key to the Tarot, hopefully he will have a little clue in there about his thinking as to why he's placed it like that. So you can see here, the Fool is about to step off the cliff. Well, actually, he's standing at the edge of the cliff looking at the world. And if he steps off the cliff, then there is that feeling of what might happen next. And you can see here he's got the dog warning him. And look, I have gone into great detail about this card. And there are other videos that you can watch, particularly on the symbolism that I've done, and they are all on my channel. And of course, if you join my newsletter list, you get reminders every single time I put a video up. I will put a link to the playlist for the symbolism so that if you want to look at any more of these cards in detail, you can. So here you can see that she's about to step off the cliff, but she's not worried because she has that self-belief. She's got her broomstick and she's just going to take off into life. Oh, these are fabulous. Look at this. Again, channeling energy from sky to earth. We've got the wand, the cup, the sword, and the pentacle on the table. Same idea, except here, of course, she is creating energy, magical energy. Here, High Priestess, the power of your unconscious, the power of your intuition. It's interesting that she's scrying. That to me is a very pure approach to intuition, in that you are literally using a crystal ball to access your deeper thoughts. The Empress, Earth Mother, and all, you can see all the beautiful fertility around her. The Emperor, which is strength. The Hierophant. I love that this has been turned into yoga, because I often look at this card and I know the original intent was very Christian. And it is a hark back to the fact that at one stage there was a huge Christian influence on the tarot. And when we start to go through all of the historical decks, when I start that series, oh my goodness, I've got so much to talk about. When we start to look at the historical decks, you can see that there are times where the church realized that they weren't really going to be able to do much with the tarot. And so they decided, rather than trying to ban it, which didn't work very well, that they could have a huge influence over it. Whereas here we're going to a more modern sense of spirituality with yoga and universal energy. Love that. The Lovers, again, here we've got the joining of hands. I know in Wicca they join hands to actually build a relationship. I don't know a lot about that part of Wicca, but yes, it's I think it's called I can't remember what it's called. If you remember what it's called, hand fasting, I think is what it's called, and the hands are bound together to represent, and then there's a ceremony to represent the relationship. So that's the Lovers card. Beautiful. The Chariot. I love it. And isn't it interesting, this choice between the balance of life, the feminine and the masculine energy, and, the reflection, going back where you came from, or stepping forward with more of a masculine or a forward energy. And this dilemma that we go through all the time, trying to balance those two energies in our lives. Strength, again, that idea of taming the wild energy. The Hermit, taking time out. Here, there's slightly different energy. And when I talk about the Hermit and do some work on that in terms of the symbolism, you'll be able to sort of see that this is quite a different energy, but it is still looking at this idea of taking time away to find yourself and reflect. Wheel of Fortune, the unpredictability of life, justice, balancing the scales, again, repeating the feminine and masculine energy idea. I always think of the Hanged Man as looking at life from a different perspective. Here the idea is that the Hanged Man deliberately has his hands behind his back and he could release himself at any time. Here you've got a little bit of a different idea in that you've got locked chains, but it's still this idea of, looking at life differently, turn it upside down if you have to understand the differences or what it is you need to understand that isn't clear. Death, so the idea of transition. Here, the two doorways. With here, you've got the different parts of life and the ability to face death head on. Temperance. So this idea of energy and stabilization of energy. The Devil. Again, this idea of temptation, that you have a choice. You either take the temptation or you don't. And you can see in this card, you can cast those chains off at any time. The Tower. This is unpredictable change, unpredictable energy that represents a sudden and catastrophic change. The Star. I always think of this card as your contribution to the universal energy and to the energy around you. The Moon. This is intuition or creativity or anxiety even in overdrive, where you have confusion and perhaps bad dreams or worry. The Sun, the happiest card in the deck. Look at all the sunflowers here. Absolutely beautiful. And I'm loving these little cats. These little cats that keep appearing. Absolutely beautiful. Judgment. So will you answer the call to what it is that you need to be doing? And the World. So you've come to the completion of your journey. You have learned everything that there is to know through the major arcana, and you've come to the end full of wisdom. King of, she's put them in different order. 2 seconds. That's interesting that she's chosen a different order. Normally with the decks it goes Wands, Cups, Swords, Pentacles. So I might have to reshuffle these every now and then, see where we're up to. So we're doing Swords next. So Swords, again, we're thinking air, we're thinking communication. So, and she's got them the other way around. Oh, she has too. That's what happens when you do an impromptu opening of a deck. You're never ever quite as organized as perhaps you'd like to be. That's okay. Here we go. So, Ace of Swords. So we're talking about communication of a new idea, new opportunities that are coming through thought and speaking and communication with others. 2 of Swords, choices. Which choice will I take? 3 of Swords, the Heartbreak card. What's happened in your life that has been absolutely catastrophic for you emotionally. 4 of Swords, taking time out for relaxing of the head, the heart, the gut, and this sword here represents the actual, what it is that you need to take time away from. 5 of Swords, this is where it's like winner take all. not thinking about the cost of winning, the fact that you've done what you needed to do, but people are walking away from you. They're not happy with the end result. You might be, but they're not. Six of Swords. What do you need to turn your back on? And you can see here the calm waters and the emotional waters here. And, you know, there's 6 swords in the boat. What happens if you take one of the swords out? Is the boat going to sink? So I always think of this as the card. I think about somebody perhaps leaving an abusive relationship or something that's really emotionally and physically draining, and they have to step in that boat with just what they need and leave. 7 of Swords, and this is fabulous. So this is you've snuck into the enemy camp and you've managed to get away. So you're sneaking, but you're sneaking with a little bit of a triumphant edge to it because you've managed to do the impossible. And you can see here, he's looking back at the other 2 swords. Should I be really sneaky and try going back again? You know, here, this card is fabulous. It's almost like she's looking at the other 2 swords and she's contemplating, can I hold more? Should I be greedy and be a winner takes all? Or should I just get away with what I've got and say, you know what? I did really well and I got away with it. Love it. This is Prince Charming's favorite card. He saw this card in my Facebook group and said to me, oh, you have to get the Everyday Witch Tarot. You have to get it and do a review on it. He said it is sensational. And I have to say these cards are stunning. 8 of Swords. So this is the idea that you are prisoner of your own mind, prisoner of your own thinking. But as you can see in the Rider-Waite-Smith card, you know, you've got the rocky stones and the water, so it's going to be difficult, but you could walk away. You could walk away, and you see here she's still able to step through if she wants to and get away from the drama that's holding her back or encasing her. 9. So this is I think of as the nightmare card. So the 9 swords represent the 9 dramas, and the overreaction perhaps that you're having to whatever is going on in your life, and you're so upset about it. Maybe it is happening, and you're so upset about it that you are waking up in the middle of the night and you are having an absolute nightmare, which is actually represented here in the wood carving. And these, the coverlet, if you look closely, there are astrological signs and roses. So red roses we know as passion, and the astrological signs represent the different concepts or aspects of your life that you might be in overwhelm about. It's all over. It's finished. You've come to the end. 10 of Swords. And here you can see same response. The other way of interpreting this card too is that you've had a terrible betrayal. But the way I see it is, it's all over. It's done. It's finished. It's a bit like overkill. You know, how many swords can you have in your back? And again, it's the idea of the sword in the back. Page of Swords. So we've got, again, this is the young, more feminine energy, immature young person waving their sword around, finding their way in the world, putting things out there, and there's an immaturity in the way that they're communicating. The Knight of Swords coming on his white charger to save you from the from whatever it is that's happening. And there's it's a very impetuous card. There's so much energy, and of course it's air energy. So you're charging forward, and or whoever's coming to save you is charging forward and going to sweep you off your feet. Queen of Swords. I always think of her as someone who has experienced life. She knows, she's experienced life. She knows what's what. She's wearing the Victorian mourning bracelet. She's had experiences that she can communicate with clarity to those around her. King of Swords. So again, clear, solid communication that's tempered by, obviously, the experience of the Queen. Ace of Cups. So I'm going to have to find the cups now. Are a little bit scrambled. I thought they might flow the same way, but they haven't. But that's okay because we can sort it out. Now, Ace of Cups. I'm going to go back the other way. Right. Ace of Cups. So you can see the overflow of emotion. Whatever's coming towards you is new. It's an idea. It's an opportunity. And there's an overflow of emotion that is happening, indicated by this card. Two of Cups. Again, another partnership, relationship card, close friendship. It's interesting here, they're clinking the glasses together, and that normally means the beginning of something, a celebration, something to do with working together or forming a partnership. Beautiful. Three of Cups, celebration. Four of Cups. This is about focusing too much on the things, you can see here, the things that you know, and not considering the new ideas or the new opportunities that might just be outside of your thought sphere. Five of Cups, a very different way of looking at the same thing. You are too focused on the 3 cups that are spilt, and you can't see here the banquet of opportunity with the 2 cups right there. You're you're grieving so much that you're not looking past your grief to how you might be able to heal or even celebrate perhaps the life of someone that you've lost. 6 of Cups. So this is about childhood memories, compassion, where you've been, where you're going, and recognizing the power of compassion with yourself. Looking back on your childhood is often how I see this card, and having some compassion with where you've been to where you're going. Or even here, this is about family. Perhaps it's about looking after someone that's younger and more needy than yourself. 7 of Cups. This is the card of choice. There are so many choices. And here the black figure is totally confused. And again, when I do the symbolism of the 7 of Cups, we will go into detail about what all of these mean. But they all have different meanings. I love that card. Gorgeous card. And here you can see you've got the cups as well, and pictures that demonstrate the meanings. And of course, the guidebook will give you deeper understanding of those as well. 8 of Cups, you're walking away. And here, you see here where there's a gap in the cups. You're walking away from the emotional, perhaps the emotional baggage that's been holding you back. 9 of Cups. So this is self-satisfaction. You've achieved it. And you can see here she's sitting by the water. She's got all her cups beautifully stacked up. And she says, you know what? I'm pretty good. And you can see here, he's quite rotund with affluence. I've achieved it. I've done it. It was hard, but I've done it. 10 of Cups. Again, celebration, completion. And this is really about family. This is about family celebration and family completion and a little bit of family stability. Page of Cups. So here, this is again youthful, emotional ideas, of feminine energy, creativity. As we can see here, he's, holding up the cup as he's, allowing his ideas to form on the canvas. Knight of Cups. This is about carrying. I always think of the Knight of Cups. It's another form of Prince Charming. He's handling your heart with care. And of course you can see here in the Knight of Cups, look at the beautiful, they're like balloons being blown from the cup. He's holding that emotion so carefully as he travels on his horse. Queen of Cups. Again, focus on the emotion, focusing on recognizing the importance of the emotion in decisions. In the negative, Queen of Cups, maybe a little bit too focused on emotion and too self-absorbed. King of Cups, making emotional decisions with strength and clarity. You can see here he's on the high seas, but his platform remains stable. Ace of Wands, of course it is, so that I have to move the cards again and change them. Okay. Ace of Wands. Ideas coming into action. So Ace of Wands is all about action. And you can see here the wand with the sprouting green leaves, and they're sprouting so much that some of the leaves are coming away from the wand. So this is about taking action, doing things with lots of energy to really achieve something new. Two of Wands, this is about contemplating your world, contemplating ideas you've thought of and ideas yet to come that maybe you haven't thought of. Three of Wands, gazing out for what's possible for you and holding on to what you know, but recognizing that perhaps there's things that you haven't even thought of that are behind you. It's a very similar card to the Two of Wands, but slightly differently, because here I think there's more a what might happen, whereas this one, I think this card there's a little bit more clarity. Four of Wands, stability, celebration, family. Five of Wands, everybody's arguing and nobody's winning. You can see all the people here are on an even footing. They're all very similar. Their sticks are all at the same level and they're really in a bit of a mess there. So that's all about being in the thick of it. Six of Wands. You're a leader and people want to follow you. You have the capacity to create enormous change. Seven of Wands. This is about you're on uneven ground, but it's okay because you've got the skills you need. You've got the boot of the poor person and the shoe of the rich person. You're above the sticks. You're fighting hard, but you've got the capacity to win. Eight of Wands, this is the travel card or the take action card. 8 wands and they're in action now. Do it now and have great faith that you're going to have a fabulous result. 9 of Wands, you're battle worn and you're wary. You're just not quite sure what's going to happen next. And the wands form a barrier for you and you're holding one of them because you're ready for anything. These cards are gorgeous, aren't they? 10 of Wands, you're doing things the hard way. You're not taking the time to make sure, to sort of assess what you're doing and work smart, not hard, is this card. Page of Wands. Again, this is new immature ideas that you are bringing into fruition. Knight of Wands, taking action, someone that might take action on your behalf, or someone that, or just the emotion of taking action. But it's quite different to the Knight of Swords that comes dashing in. You can see this person's this knight's dashing, but in a slightly different way. It's more of an action and a considered action. Queen of Wands, again, taking action, but with quiet confidence. King of Wands, the importance of making considered decisions and taking action on them. Ace of Pentacles. This is ideas and money and life and wealth coming into your life. New ideas involving things that are more grounded in life, perhaps, than because I always look at Pentacles as being a very grounded card. Two of Pentacles. Oh, these cards are right. They've got some damage on them. Oh. I might have to contact who sent them to me. There's 3 cards here that are damaged. And you saw me open them. I was very careful. And these are in the middle of the deck, so I'm not quite sure why that is. Not good. 2 of Pentacles. That's what happens when you do a surprise opening. I'll have to have a look at them in the light. There's like a scrape across the middle of the card. Oh, what a shame. I'll have to contact the person that sent them, because they wouldn't have even known, because they're sealed in plastic. So, 2 of Pentacles. What are you juggling in your life? You've got lots going on and it's overwhelming, and you're going to have to make some choices about what stays and what goes to bring your equilibrium back. 3 of Pentacles. I always think of this card as it takes an army. You can't do this on your own. You need help. Here you can see that the 3 of them are working together to work out what to do with these pentacles moving forward. 4 of Pentacles. You're panicking. You're hanging on to everything too tight because you're worried about what's going to happen next. 5 of Pentacles, you need help, and the help's right there. You just have to reach out for it. 6 of Pentacles, bringing life back into equilibrium. You can see here that she's giving her riches to the poorer people to bring life back into balance. 7 of Pentacles. So this is about reflecting on your life's work, reflecting on your success, and thinking about what you might like to do next. 8 of Pentacles, this is the detail. This is taking your time, being careful, and thinking about the detail. 9 of Pentacles, your success. You're reflecting on your success. Everything that you have worked so hard for has come to fruition. Sit back and enjoy it. And I love the way this card's interpreted. Look, she's sitting in the garden, and she's most certainly, she's reading, she's having a glass of wine. One of my favorite things to do, I must say. 10 of Pentacles, you've come to fruition. You've got the partner. You've achieved old age, children, a house. You've achieved everything that you set out to achieve in your life from a practical and materialistic perspective. Page of Pentacles. Here you are holding up the pentacle with thoughts of new ideas. In youth, you're thinking, how can I step out into this world and learn something new? Knight of Pentacles. This is, again, he carries the Knight of Cups. He's carrying the pentacle with care. He's recognizing the importance of stability and structure and taking your time in this world to really take your time to achieve your success. Queen of Pentacles, again, recognizing the importance of grounding and making grounded decisions. And King of Pentacles, making clear decisions with the balance of the Queen of Pentacles to build strong, vibrant, fertile foundations around you. And that is it. So that was the Everyday Witch Tarot by Deborah Blake. Absolutely Deborah Blake, and art by Elizabeth Alba. Absolutely gorgeous deck. If you would like your own copy, I will have a link in the comments to go over to Amazon to purchase. Take care, everybody. Don't forget, if you would like to be part of my community, you can join my community. I will have a link to my newsletter in the comments, and I will see you. Take care, everybody, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.